got me a little excited. It was on the news, which is really weird that the news got me excited because news really usually brings me down, like really far down. And it's about Turning Point. In Oklahoma, they're going to be implementing Turning Point in every school so that the youth could learn everything again. Like when I was young, we learned everything about our government. Good, bad, in between, didn't matter. We learned it all. We learned about from the beginning, that from the first, when we first got here, when we first landed here, all of everything about slavery and the evils that went into the expansion of the country. Everything. We learned everything. We had to know. We had to take a civics test in order to pass our classes. To graduate, we had to know all of our civics. We had to learn everything that you would have to learn to become a citizen. We had to learn that and pass a class. We had to pass that test in order to graduate. And this is what we need to get back to. We need proper education. We need to learn everything and not hold back. Do not hold back anything, because the truth is the truth and we need to learn the truth. Everybody needs it. Because it's like we are so divided as a country because we don't know. We didn't learn. Well, the next generation didn't learn. It was like cut out. I found out that when my oldest was born, I found out that they were cutting out everything. And I learned that from my old teachers because I stayed friends with my old teachers all the way back to kindergarten, first grade on up. You know, I stayed friends with all of them. I went back and saw them all the time. Whenever I had a chance to go visit them, I would go and visit them. Because before everything was locked down, we were allowed to go into the schools without, you know, a pass. We had to have, you now have to be invited. But when I was younger, we didn't have to be invited. And you gotta think, this was 20 years ago. So it's like, oh, it's exhausting. But before they started doing the lockdowns on everything, because of one thing or another happening, most of it was because of 9/11 is when it all started to crumble apart. Our country started to fall apart, and it just went on from there. Everything got worse and worse and worse. Oh my God, it got awful. But not be able to go into my kids' classrooms is part of the reason why I wanted to pull them and homeschool them. That's just one of the reasons. There's more than one reason. I have multiple reasons. I just know that they're not getting the proper education now because they took a lot of things out that need to stay in, like knowing what actually happened during the wars, all the wars. We need to teach them everything because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You can't just say, oh, we went to war with them because of X, Y, or Z. But because of that, we have to stay vigilant and be afraid all the time. I don't think we need to be afraid all the time. We need to be more accepting and more loving and more caring. It's just, everything is awful. And when I found out that they removed all prayer from the school system, it didn't matter what your religion was, it was kind of sad to me, because the Muslim kids, they have a certain schedule of prayer because of their religion. They have to be able to pray at certain times during the day, and they were not even letting them do that. And that made me so sad, because it's just, you can't do that. I know separation of church and state, I get that. But that being said, there are loopholes in everything. And the kids should be allowed to practice their religion. Yeah, maybe you're Christian, maybe you want to say a prayer before lunch, whatever. Maybe you want to say, if you're Muslim, you have to say your prayers at certain times of the day. You should be allowed to have your mat with you at any time, like at those times you should have your mat so you can say your prayers. It's sad to me that because of a select few people, and it's not a majority, you would think majority rules, but no, it's not a majority, it's a minority of people decided they didn't want to do it anymore, because if those kids are doing it, it's affecting my kid. My one kid out of 5,000, 10,000, whatever. So we have to make the other kids have to suffer and lose track of their faith. That is not acceptable. It's just not. And you wonder why other countries don't like how we run things here in America, and why they say death to infidels. We're the infidels because we don't follow our own rules. We make up rules every day, and that makes me sad. But then I have to go back to my happy times and just concentrate on those, and hope and pray that I can get through a day just relying on those happy days. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm getting off topic, like way off topic. I don't think I had a topic to start with, but yay for me. Yay for you. Yay for everybody. We're going to get back in place and get things back in order. Because I don't see why anybody should have to suffer through this anymore than they already have. Love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you. Bye.